Going live and we're live.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks so much, Vicky.
Have fun, guys. I will make an announcement on Discord as well once again to make sure everybody tunes in.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Cheers. All right. So I'm going to stop my share real quick. Switch it to my screen. All right. So, and I'm just going to verify that we're actually live really quick. Yep, looks like we are. All right. Pull this up. Awesome. So, everyone who's watching, welcome to the Superfluid Speed Run Workshop with Gnosis Builders. Today, me, Sunny from Superfluid, I'm joined with Stanley Elon from Gnosis Builders, and we're going to be talking about how to build a simple money streaming smart contract. So let's first start off by talking about what the wave pool is. So the wave pool is what this workshop is in support of. Basically, the Superfluid wave pool is a continuously iterating hackathon offered by Superfluid to developers. It's a way for developers to bolster and increase their developer and Web3 portfolios, use Superfluid technology and building different things with Superfluid technology. And it resets every single month. So it's a continuously iterating hackathon. And so this month we have a co-sponsor bounty with Gnosis Builders for the top 2 projects that use Superfluid and deploy on Gnosis chain. And these projects must pertain to payroll or payments. And so there's a top 2 prize. There are top 2 prizes of $2,000 and $1,000 for those top 2 projects. So scan this QR code if you're looking for some project ideas to get started on the wave pool. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the workshop. So before we go any further into like what Superfluid is and kind of like the development side of this workshop, let's first discuss deployed on Gnosis chain. So I'll turn it over to Stanley to discuss what that kind of looks like.
Hi everyone. Yeah. So Gnosis chain is actually a EVM-based chain. So the deployment steps are actually similar to Ethereum. So it's actually most compatible with most development tools such as Truffle, Foundry, Remix, and Hardhat. So next slide. Yeah, so for more information regarding deployment on Gnosis chain, you actually can visit the official Gnosis chain documentation website, and you can actually see the deployment process for all the development suites out there. Yeah, thanks.
Sounds good. Yep. And so let's get right into the conversation of what Superfluid is. So Superfluid basically is a smart contract framework that allows you to accomplish digital native and programmable cash flows. So when we talk about programmable cash flows, we typically describe that as money streaming. This is the real-time and by the second movement of value between accounts on the blockchain. Right, and this is accomplished with no capital lockup. So tokens are literally moving from your account to another one. It's not like they're being vested away and you have to claim them. This is literally integrated into the balance of these tokens, and so there's no capital lockup. There's no need to withdraw them from some sort of intermediary contract. And these cash flows are programmable and they're on chain, so you can completely view them. You can integrate them into different applications. They're very flexible. So to get further into what money streaming is, the whole kind of concept here is, and the whole kind of justification is that, as the internet is to information, blockchain is to value, right? The internet offered unparalleled amounts of programmability to information. The blockchain now allows us to do amazing things with digital value and program that as well. And so if we can make service provision and value transfer a more kind of real-time direct link through a constant flow of micropayments, then it can create a basically more kind of fair way of kind of transacting in terms of recurring and fixed rate financial relationships, right? So let's say I'm a client and I have a provider who's providing me a service, and this provider is giving me this service in real time, right? They're working for me, they're providing value with every single second that they're working, and I only pay them at the end of every month. Then it's kind of like I owe them that money at the end of the month for all this work that they've kind of provided to me and has accrued value in real time over the course of the month. If I'm able to pay them in real time for their work, then it's a kind of more real-time direct link in terms of value provided and value transferred for the service provision. And this is all accomplished with no delays, no payment risk. It's simply push payments, right? You're pushing these tokens from your account in real time, and done with no intermediaries thanks to the blockchain. So that is what money streaming is on a more granular level, making money move at the speed of the internet. So at the core of the Superfluid protocol, before we can really kind of get into the kind of framework that we provide, we have super tokens. And super tokens are basically the crux of our protocol. They are what you can stream, right? You can't stream plain ERC20 tokens, they DAI or USDC. You have to stream super tokens, right? Which are streamable versions of these tokens, right? And so super tokens are basically ERC20 compatible. They take the ERC20 standard and they extend the ERC20 standard to include cool, superfluid functionality such as money streaming. So in other words, they're plugged into the Superfluid protocol. And because they're basically like ERC20 tokens, they do everything that ERC20 can, plus the superfluid stuff. They're usable anywhere in Web3, right? You can transfer them, you can stake them, you can swap them in DEXs, etc. There are no limitations. And so super tokens come in two typical forms. You have the wrapper tokens that are like, you have to wrap your DAI into super DAI or DAI X, and now you can stream it. And then you have the pure super tokens, which exist purely as super tokens, right? So for instance, this token called RIC, there's no underlying, RIC token, right? It exists only as a super token. It's streamable from the get-go. So that is, those are our two kind of super token classes, I'd say. So it's gonna take a sip. So the Superfluid protocol is our smart contract framework that allows for this extended money movement functionality that super tokens have, right? And so basically it's composed of three things: the Superfluid host, the super tokens, and the agreement library. You can think of the host that is kind of like the brain of the protocol. It gels things together. The super tokens being what you interact with, and the agreement libraries being what provide that additional money movement logic. So for instance, with money streaming, that comes down to an agreement called the constant flow agreement, which is layered on to the balance of super tokens, which allows them to be moved in real time, right? It provides that money streaming logic. There can be other agreements that provide other kinds of logic, such as one-to-many distributions or one-to-many streaming, or perhaps streaming with a exponentially increasing or decreasing rate, right? So these agreement libraries simply provide this sort of logic, additional logic that super tokens take on. And so, yeah, basically that's the crux of the Superfluid protocol. You are taking these super tokens, you're layering on these agreements, which provide more ways to change the balances of super tokens for different accounts. And then you have this Superfluid host that kind of gels together the super tokens and the agreement library together to make it, one concrete protocol. So let's get a little bit deeper into super agreements. Basically, these are the peer-to-peer financial relationships that allow for things like money stream or instant distributions. So let's talk about like money streaming, right? So like I said, that is a super agreement called the constant flow agreement. Basically, the way we're traditionally used to moving money is discrete transfers, right? Like I send you 10 DAI, my balance goes down by 10, your balance goes up by 10, and that's accomplished using the transfer function on the ERC20 token. What the agreements allow you to do is do more, right? So you can call it create flow, and you'll be able to specify a flow rate and a receiver, and your balance will start decreasing at this rate, and your receiver's balance will start increasing at that rate. And so this is logic that's defined within the constant flow agreement or this agreement. And these agreements, they're open-ended and they're perpetual, right? They keep on going until you cancel them. And because like all things in the blockchain, they're readable and the data is out there, you can simply query it. It's on-chain, it's useful data. And again, this is all layered onto the basic ERC20 token balance. So you can go around, you can do basic ERC20 transfers, and you can be money stream at the same time. And these kinds of changes to your balance will be netted out. And that's what you will see when you call balance up. Right, so to get further into the balance, right? So let's say you're someone that's streaming out 16 DAI per second and you're receiving 12 DAI per second. Your net flow is going to be -4 DAI per second, right? And so basically your balance will be changing real time because your money streaming, right? Every single second is changing. And so every time you go to call balance of on your super tokens, on your super token balance, you will see that it's a different number every single second because your net flow is non-zero. It'll be decreasing by the second. You can still go and ERC20, discrete lump sum transfer your DAI, but that money stream will keep on going until either you delete it or you cancel your streams. So yeah, that is the crux of the real-time balance. Let's get into developer resources for building on top of Gnosis and Superfluid. So I'll turn it over to Stanley to talk about what Gnosis offers.
Yep. So for Gnosis chain, there's the official documentation that is located here at docs.gnosischain.com. Inside the page, there's tutorials and as well as some about how to deploy, as well as how to write a code for actually Gnosis. Yeah. And next slide. Additionally, in addition to the official resources from Gnosis Chain, there's also another resource that developers can use, which is Gnosis Builders. So inside this page, there's also tools for developers such as the X-Type Faucet, as well as some tutorials and documentation that developers can refer to. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, those are some awesome resources. I love also like the layout of the website. It's very intuitive. All right, so at Superfluid, we have our docs. Our docs are kind of your go-to for getting up and running with building with Superfluid. You can find that at docs.superfluid.finance. And also, I recommend when you tackle our docs, hit up that in-depth overview section. It gives you a nice kind of conceptual dive into the Superfluid protocol, which is useful to have before you actually start, exploring building with Superfluid. We also have our dashboard, which allows you to do basic kind of Superfluid interactions, such as starting your first stream, wrapping or unwrapping super tokens, even doing some bridging. It's a nice intuitive interface to see what you're doing with Superfluid. And we also have a developer console, which allows you to kind of double click into things and see what's happening with your Superfluid interactions on a more deeper level. So you can see, like for a certain account, all the different accounts it's streaming to. You can see, distribution indexes, which is another concept outside of money streaming. You can see your net flow rates, a lot of more kind of granular stuff in a more nice tabular fashion that's kind of more geared towards, let's say, developers. We also provide a subgraph playground, the subgraph sandbox, so you can mess around with building the kinds of subgraph queries you need for different applications you may be creating, to query like stream information, inflows, outflows, super tokens, balances, etc. So that's all there for you. And I think the console is kind of like the Etherscan of Superfluid. It's an awesome resource. We also provide a JavaScript SDK. This allows you to basically, make the interactions with Superfluid as easy as possible. So you can see there's a configuration of the object and, there's a configuration of a Superfluid object. And using that, you're able to simply load super tokens, access convenient scripts, do things like create flow, and not have to deal with kind of like, initializing ethers, contract objects, and do all that. This is a nice, easy way to deploy the framework locally and start building with it in a very kind of straightforward fashion. And we also provide Solidity libraries, which allow you to easily implement Superfluid in your smart contracts, right? So it's token centric. So you simply, have a super token and you're able to call and, create, update, delete flows on it, and a bunch of other stuff that's not shown in this snippet, but it's a very kind of catch-all Solidity library for developers. All right, so now it is time to build. Let's get into it. So what we're going to build, what Stanley and I are going to be building today is an NFT-gated cash flow claiming contract. So that was a mouthful, but basically what we're doing here is the way this interaction kind of looks like is, let's say you're Bob, and Bob, you have an NFT, and let's say you go to the stream claimer, you call stream claim. The stream claimer is going to see, does Bob actually have this NFT? And if Bob does, then Bob will be able to successfully call claim stream. And upon doing that, the stream claimer will start a money stream to Bob. And Bob will be able to, start receiving that money stream and start accruing tokens in real time. So let's flip over to the editor and let's talk about what this looks like. Oh, I'm just gonna sign in really quick. All right, cool. Stanley, you can see this, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So the first thing you're going to notice are the imports. Some of these are actually unnecessary, so I'm just going to cut some out. Right. Cool. So this is a stream claimer smart contract. And basically what we're looking at here is, first we want to import the super token library, right? Then we get the super token interface. I don't think we need Superfluid token. This is kind of like it's basically the same thing as super token, but that's there. And so what this stream claimer has is, upon construction, we provide what the reward super token will be. So what is the token that we're going to be rewarding people who claim streams with? We're going to provide a gate NFT. So this is the NFT that you must have in order to claim a stream from the contract. We have a flow rate. So flow rates are, when you start a stream, you always specify a way per second flow rate that you're going to be streaming at. So a way per second rate of this amount is equivalent to 10 tokens per month. So that is hard coded into there as a constant. We have these state variables holding the reward super token, the gate NFT. And then we also initialize the super token library with this using super token library provides super token phrase. And then we have these two errors to account for if you try to claim without a gated NFT, and you try to cancel your stream while still, well, this is actually unnecessary. So I'm just going to clear that. Cool. So that is the setup here. That's what's going down in terms of construction and setup and state information. Here's what the claim stream function looks like. And it's literally the simplest thing, right? We're basically testing, does the caller actually have a gated NFT? If they don't, then you revert. If they do, then you just call create flow to the caller, right? At the 10 tokens per month. And then if you want to cancel your stream, if you don't have a gated NFT, then we revert. And if you do, then we're able to delete the flow, right? Let me check the logic here. So basically, if your balance is 0, then you don't have a gated NFT, and you will have version. And then if your balance is greater than 0, then you have an NFT and you revert. Okay, so the idea here is that, okay, sorry, I totally misspoke right there. Basically, you can only cancel a stream if you no longer have a gated NFT. So I'm just going to make a separate error for that. Has gated NFT, or has gated NFT. Stanley, have you had any luck in terms of configuring your remix for deployment?
I just need the super missing because there's two variables in it. So one is the reward super token, and the other one is the NFT.
Okay, so you need those addresses. Gotcha. All right, so yeah. So I'm just gonna say, like, yeah, look at this. Like, this is very simple. You simply specify a sender, that being, this contract, and a receiver, and delete flow cancels a stream from the sender, that being the contract, to the receiver. And yeah, it just cancels out the flow. So that's all there really is to it. Let's talk about deployment, right? So first thing you'll see Stanley do is he'll deploy a Sunny NFT. And this is an ERC721 token that you have to possess in order to claim a stream. And then if you possess that, then Stanley's going to deploy a stream claimer, and he's going to provide it with reward super tokens. We're going to specify, like, it'll be like a FTI token. We'll transfer in a bunch, and then we'll be able to claim a stream or cancel a stream. So yeah, let's get started. I'll turn it over to Stanley to show what deployment looks like. And Stanley, if we're unable to accomplish it because there's some issues with your kind of MetaMask or something, it's no worries. We can always switch back to you early.
Yeah. So to deploy on Gnosis chain, first thing first is actually to make sure that you have actually set up your MetaMask for your Gnosis chain as well as the shadow testnet. So in the official docs, under the wallets MetaMask, you can actually do a quick configuration for the mainnet as well as the shadow testnet. So once you have, you'll now have the networks for the mainnet as well as the testnet for you to do your testing and deployment. To actually fund your wallets for the testnet, you can actually head into Gnosis.Builders, and under the developers, you can actually find the XDAI faucet where you can actually select for example, for now, we want to select the testnet. So we can actually insert our wallet address, and then UB, the testnet XDAI will be sent to your MetaMask wallet. Yeah. So besides using hard hat, there's also various deployment methods such as Shuffle, Remix, and Foundry. And once the contract has been deployed, we can actually check out the status on our block scout at .shadownet.net for the testnet. Yeah. So right now, we try to deploy the Sunny NFT first. So, but for now, we have we'll be using Remix to actually compile the contracts. Yeah. So first we'll actually compile the test NFT, and then we have to actually to ensure that we are using shadow our testnet, we'll use an injected provider, MetaMask, and then usually on the first time it will actually prompt you to actually connect to your wallet. And once you have connected, you'll see your test XDAI here, and we can actually deploy the Sunny NFT first. So, yeah. So once this contract has been deployed, we actually copy this address here, and then we'll just compile the second Solidity contract. So we will actually provide the reward super token as well as the address of the contract that you have created in the test NFT. Yeah.
So just to clarify there, the reward super token will be the super token that's being streamed as a reward. So before we deploy, so obviously, so we're gonna make this the reward super token X die X X. That being super X die, right? And so I'll provide you the address for that in the chat right here. Just open up the Zoom chat and you'll have it.
Yeah.
So that is the address for Super X die on Gnosis chain. And then, yeah, you want to provide the address for the Gate NFT contract, correct? And then before you deploy, actually, can you change the rate, the required flow rate from that 10 per month rate to something much smaller? Yeah, make it like maybe just like 1,000, really small. Yeah, remember that's a wave per second rate, so it's very small. Yeah, because we're gonna want to transfer in some X die X into the contract, so we can start so that contract will have some tokens to start streaming to people. So yeah, just a heads up before we go any further. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Do you want to try hitting that drop down on deploy? There's like a little caret next to where you put the address in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like it doesn't like that formatting. Just get rid of like the apostrophes. Yep. Nope. Let me think. So rewards. Oh wait. I see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push some changes really quick, because I realize that you're on kind of like an old version of the code that I have. So I'm going to provide that. Sorry for the hang up. So if you go to the repo again, NFT-Gated stream claimer on GitHub, you'll be able to find the code and paste it in the editor over what you originally had for NFT-Gated stream claimer. Feel free to share your screen again when you're ready. Yep, that's it. And then yeah, just modify the rate down to just 1,000. I think that still contains old code, so you want to compile it again. Awesome. That worked, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Nice.
Sweet. So there's our string claimer. Let's go to the Superfluid dashboard. So app.superfluid.docs. You be able to share your screen and
Yep.
Okay. App.superfluid. Yep. And then let's get super tokens. And yeah, connect wallet. I think your wallet isn't connected yet. Okay, and then make sure you're on Gnosis. So do you have any XDAI in your wallet?
Nope, I only have the testnet next there.
Oh, we were on testnet. Got it. Okay. So there's not a testnet Gnosis chain option right there? No, it doesn't look like there is.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. So what we can do is let's go to okay. I see. So the addresses I provided you were actually for the address I provided you for XDAI was for Gnosis and mainnet.
Yeah.
So I don't think Superfluid is actually deployed on the Gnosis chain testnet. We're not available there. So That's a good learning right there. Do you want to, I guess we could just to demonstrate the functionality, I could take from here and deploy in Curly if that's okay with you. Or
Yeah, sure.
or do you have some, I guess, XDAI sitting around and you'd be willing to do show us a mainnet deployment?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we can request from the Gnosis chain itself, from the faucet itself. So I'll just request some and we'll just do the deployment. I'm just sending over the mainnet XDAI to this wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it usually take to receive XDAI from the faucet? Oh, so you got an entire XDAI. Nice.
Yeah. Yep, I have
Great.
XDAI now. So
Cool.
I'll just go back to the remix.
We'll also want to redeploy the gate NFT contract.
Yep.
To be on
the contract, right?
Yeah.
This is the address I provide for my wallet. No, this is the NFT.
It should be the original address I provided you in the Zoom chat. The OX599.
Yep. OX599, get NFT. Consent.
How much gas does that usually cost, like for a contract deployment like that? How much do they cost?
How much? Yeah.
Oh wow, it's hardly anything. That's good.
Yeah. So, yep, deployed both stream claimer.
Cool. Yeah, so now I suppose we go to the dashboard. It's already there. You have it right next to the tab. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And just hit wrap. You can just wrap like 0.5 or like just 0.2. 0.2 is fine.
Yeah.
And then once that's ready in your wallet, you want to copy the address of the stream claimer that we deployed, and then transfer the 0.2 into it.
This one?
The stream claimer that we deployed, that would be on Remix. Right below. Right below. That was you just copied the Sunny NFT.
Sorry.
Yeah, that one. Yep. And then you want to go to MetaMask and do the transfer. So you would select assets. Or yes, send. And then yep, you got it. And then, or well, I guess you have to paste in the XDIX contract address. So that's what I put in the chat, the OX5999. You'd want to add the token to MetaMask. So click out, hit cancel. Yep, and then assets. And then import tokens. And then, yeah. OX599.
Let me get the address. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just edit.
Yep. Yeah, just send it to the stream claimer address.
Which is here.
It's on Remix.
Oh,
Bottom left, yeah. Stream claimer. Yeah. Yeah, give it 0.2 max. Yeah. Right. So once that's ready, let's go to Remix and try to call claim stream and see what happens.
I'll just claim stream here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that should fail, right? Should fail because we don't have a Sunny NFT. We don't have the gated NFT that allows us to claim the stream. So in order to claim the stream, we want to mint an NFT. So let's close that out and then open up the Sunny NFT right above, and then call mint to ourselves, your own address. Yeah.
The address is 2.
Yeah, it's your own address, the address you want to mint it to. It's your current address. You can copy that up in MetaMask. Yep. Yeah. I think the transaction popped up in your MetaMask. Yeah. Cool. So it looks like that went through, right?
You'll claim stream.
Now let's try claiming the stream. Are these all pending in your MetaMask?
Yep. So the claim stream has been success.
It worked? Awesome. So let's use the Superfluid console to examine it. So go to console.superfluid.finance. Or well, you can see it right here, right? Before we go to console, you can see right here on your dashboard that you are indeed receiving a stream of that many tokens per second, which is cool, right? It's coming in real time.
Yeah.
You can also go to console.superfluid.finance. And then paste in your own address. Yeah, you can see it in a nice tabular fashion that the sender, that being the stream claimer contract, is sending you tokens at that rate. So yeah, good stuff. Cool. I think that pretty much wraps it up. That's the demo. Oh wait, actually, let's try canceling the stream. So let's go to Remix and try that. Right. So because you actually do have the NFT, you can cancel the stream. So try transferring the NFT away. You can use transfer from. And just get some arbitrary contract address and just send it there. Or just an arbitrary address, yeah. You can hit the drop down, by the way, to transfer from for help, yeah. No, I think the token ID would be 1.
And then we just cancel the stream.
Yeah.
Done.
It worked, awesome. So let's see that happen on the console. You refresh. Yep, you can see that the numbers are no longer moving and the flow rate has been zeroed out. So the stream has been canceled. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. So I guess that concludes the technical part of the demo. I hope for those of us watching that made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the in the YouTube chat where we're monitoring that. So to wrap it up, I'll share my screen again. Take it back to the slides. So yeah, right there you saw the programmability of these money streams. We were able to integrate simple money streaming actions and provide additional logic around them such that you could start and delete streams based off of the possession of an NFT, according to that stream claimer smart contract logic. So yeah, that was a small, simple demo in a nutshell. There are obviously way more complicated things you can do with Superfluid, and the wave pool is here for you to explore and try things out, and do things and build things and expand your skill sets. So yeah, to conclude, let's get in touch. You can follow me at Sunny Jacer. You can see my handle on the bottom right there. And our Discord is discord.superfluid finance. The Gnosis Discord is there as well. I suppose you can access that from the Gnosis website as well, so you can get to their Discord. And yeah, also Stanley, is there some way that people can get in touch with you in case they would like some support or something when it comes to deploying on Gnosis?
Yep, you can actually join our Telegram community, which is I will just type in the chat so that it's easier for everyone. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that sounds good. Without further ado, I'm going to copy that off the chat. I'll post that in the YouTube chat for people watching. Real quick. There it is. Oh, looks like I got some kind of error. I'll just post that in the YouTube description, but yeah, that concludes the workshop. Everyone, thank you for watching this. I hope it was informative. I hope it gave you some ideas for building on top of the wave pool and how simple it is to deploy on Gnosis chain. Stanley, thank you for helping us out with today's workshop. It was great getting to talk with you, and yeah, I can end the live stream there. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.